Oh, even in the hot sun, there is still hail on the ground in Aurora today. Plows had to move all of that off the roads after last night's storm.
That is wild. Of course, this is what it looked like last night after the hail first fell. Just another summer day in Colorado. Luckily, that should be the last of storms for a little bit.
Yeah, the weekend is shaping up to be dry and hot again. But Kathy, you saw this last night. It was kind of wacky in many places.
It was crazy. I mean, we'd been tracking the potential for storms all day, but the storm basically missed Denver, and then about 7 o'clock, the outflow boundaries from collapsing thunderstorms pushed back into Denver with enough available moisture. Storms just basically exploded, starting with heavy flooding rain in Erie, Broomfield, and then that storm started dropping hail and moving south into the metro area by 8 o'clock. Severe thunderstorm warnings were issued, flash flood warnings. It was a very crazy evening, busy evening, but today is just a complete departure from that crazy weather last night. Now, this time of year, anytime you have moisture and heating of the day, you're going to get a couple of pop-up thunderstorms. Right now, the most active weather is along the Colorado-New Mexico line. We have maybe a few sprinkles in Colorado Springs out toward Lyman and Flagler, but it's basically dry, basically calm. I'm going to keep an eye on the radar for these storms traveling just south of Trinidad and Springfield. Temperatures have rebounded nicely with more sun than cloud cover for a change. 87 is our average high for this time of year. Monitoring the wind, which has been increasing, and our temperatures are really lovely for a beautiful evening out on the patio or a walk to the park with a dog and the kids. And you know what? Coming up, we got a gorgeous Friday. We'll talk about, if any, storm potential for the weekend, so you can time out those outdoor activities. I'll have all that with your extended forecast coming up.
Thanks, Kathy. As we mentioned just a minute ago, this was what we were seeing last night. Just a ton of hail near Colfax and Havana in Aurora, Del Mar Park area. You could see how it just piled up, that actually cars were blocked in. People had to bust out shovels to start clearing it away. They brought out plows, they brought out tractors. Crazy Colorado strikes again. Doesn't look anything like that today, but there is actually some hail still hanging around.
That's right. 9 News reporter Evan Krugel joins us live from that same area. And Evan, that hail still hasn't melted off.
Not yet, Sam. Neighbors here say they were really caught by surprise when this storm rolled in last night. They say it lasted for about 20 minutes. The sky just opened up and dumped all of this hail on the ground. You'd heard Kathy talking about how warm it is. Well, here we are 24 hours later, and a bunch of that hail still sticking around. On a scorching June day, summer was in full swing in Aurora. But on Del Mar Parkway, one block appeared stuck in January.
I mean, that's just friggin' crazy. This here just blows me away, that this is still here.
Blaine Steele has been watching all day.
And it's been getting attention. People driving by, stopping, taking pictures of it.
A scene straight out of winter after Mother Nature dropped inches of ice-cold hail on his block Wednesday night.
And all of a sudden, man, the wind started kicking, and next thing I know, the sky just opened up. In fact, it was sleeting so bad, you couldn't even see the house behind me.
When the storm cleared, Blaine's Road looked more like an ice rink. Police helped shovel out cars while city plows pushed the hail onto the center median.
And they had the crews and then the dump trucks coming, and they were loading them with the backup beepers and air horns at 3 o'clock in the morning. They were still trying to clear this out. I'm like, what the heck? Because I've seen some volume, but not like this.
By sunrise, Blaine thought it would be gone.
They're baking right now, and it's like, why is it still even here? Especially as warm as it was. Because I would have thought it would have melted faster.
Blaine and his neighbors haven't found any damage, but roofers like Mike Cole have been pouring through the neighborhood, mostly striking out, because despite huge amounts of hail, the stones themselves were small.
No matter how much accumulated, it's got to have a certain diameter, and here we just weren't seeing it, unfortunately. Yeah. Fortunate enough for the homeowners, but unfortunately for us roofers and general contractors, right?
Blaine has a business idea too. A quick way to get rid of all this ice.
It'd be like a snow cone. You know what? We could get some flavoring. Oh, well, we could make money on it.
Now, I spoke with the plow drivers who were out here last night. They were here until 4 a.m. hauling away snow and also pushing it onto the center median. Guys, we really liked Blaine's idea about those snow cones. So we went ahead and made one, this lovely orange one, perfectly crafted out here in Aurora on a hot summer day. Kim, Sam, I want to bring this one back to you guys. Make sure you get the very first Aurora snow cone of 2025.
Yeah, you've been working
think?
so hard out there, Evan. I think that you should take a big bite right now. Just a big old bite.
Oh, I just don't think you could. I don't think you could pay me enough money, Sam. The snow is beautiful, but pretty dirty after being pushed off the road. I'm going to bring this one back for you, though. Okay.
Oh, okay, great. I look forward to it. Evan Krugel, thank you.
Tonight, Aurora police are sharing new details about a 14-year-old girl who was kidnapped from Colorado and found in Las Vegas yesterday. Police have arrested two men, Christian Williamson in Kremlin, and Cameron Scruggs in Vegas. Aurora police say Williamson picked up the girl at her home before taking her to a hotel in Lakewood. Investigators say Scruggs drove out from Nevada to pick her up in Colorado with a female accomplice in the car with him. After she went missing, the girl's parents found a diary, and that really helped them connect the dots, lead them to Scruggs and Williamson. Police found the girl yesterday in Scruggs' home in Vegas. They didn't specify what happened to her or what the men's intentions were, but she is alive.
She was evaluated by the FBI and the victims' advocates, the Department of Human Services out there, and she's currently in the custody out there with them, so she's being taken care of and tended to. And we're not going to go into anything further out of respect for her and her privacy of her and her family.
Police say they hope to reunite her soon with her parents and bring her back to Colorado. Investigators say it's possible there are more victims of these men out there, and this could just be one piece of a larger human trafficking ring. We're going to have much more on this story at 5 o'clock.
Potential federal funding cuts for NASA has scientists at CU Boulder worried about the future of space research. The budget cuts mean more than a dozen missions that the university is working on would be canceled, one of the biggest being the MAVEN orbiter, which has been ongoing for more than a decade. This mission recently proved a theory about how and where, when the water on Mars vanished. These missions do more than just gather data on our solar system. Researchers say they support the local economy as well.
It puts money back in the Colorado economy. It's pennies on the dollars to operate. To rebuild MAVEN would be almost $1 billion, if not more, if we had to start over today. So these are just common sense business decisions that we want to make sure NASA and the taxpaying public understand, because this is something that affects everyone.
And there are more than 2,000 aerospace businesses in Colorado. CU says NASA contracts in state also help support more than 21,000 jobs.
A fungus has been infected in some bats at Rocky Mountain National Park. Park staff confirmed 2 bats on the west side of the park and 1 bat on the east side have white nose syndrome. Damages their wings, causes dehydration, depletes their fat reserves, and that can lead to starvation. It can also spread quickly through colonies, and a few bats survive the disease. It does not affect humans.
A family recounting the frightening experience they had with a curious bear cub at their Castle Rock home. The moment leaving one woman to let out a horror movie screech as the bear climbed onto the deck. Take a look. Okay, yes, wow, the bear cub was climbing onto Ron Westover's deck. He tells us his wife and granddaughter were enjoying a meal when the unsuspecting bear was curious to find out what they were eating. His wife's scream, as you just heard there, startled the bear. The bear ran off, but it wasn't long before the bear came back. Ron says 3 hours later, he caught a bear sneaking around the deck again, though it is not clear if it's the same one from before. In the more than 3 decades that the Westovers have lived in this home, this is the first time that they've ever encountered anything like this.
So, you know, you never really consider that could be a possibility, but now you're always aware of that possibility, and the grandkids are talking about it all the time.
Oh yeah, they are.
And it was not scared at all.
No, I understand why she screams. She's got a grandchild out there.
Right.
You've got food. And then you notice how it was trying to climb the pole. Was that a bird feeder or something?
Yes.
I mean, they're smart, but.
My goodness. And you know what they say in Yosemite, where I grew up, they say if you feed bears, remember this, because some people will be silly enough to leave something out for bears to get.
Yeah.
But that desensitizes them to humans, and they say a fed bear is a dead bear, because eventually people will come out and they'll take action. So Don't feed the
Don't do
bears.
it. Let them find their own food.